Well, remember what I said about Eve being really dangerous? I was right. Greetings, friends, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program! It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I promised last time we were going to go to Eve, and this is the rocket that will take us there. And what will it take there? This lander! So Eve is very, very difficult to take off from, so I'm just kind of sending a lander. I'm going to send a rover, our first rover ever. I'm going to send it to the surface, going to land in this weird contraption-y thing that I've completely not tested, and we'll hope for the best, like usual. I hope it's going to land. I've tested this rover a lot with like drop tests and jumping it off of stuff and driving it around with a bunch of wheels broken, and it can do pretty good. I just have to hope that the landing isn't too severe. I kind of have two plans. First plan is I can land this whole contraption, do some science, transmit it, then release the rover and drive around. Second plan is the whole thing crashes and I pray the rover survives. I think this is enough Delta V, 8100 or so. If you try to look up Eve numbers, everyone always says, oh, we need like 12,000 or something, and they generally mean like to take off from the surface and return, and well, I'm not taking off at all. I just want to get this thing to land. And Eve is very difficult, so this is very much a I hope this works kind of scenario, but I'll explain all that later. Here we are at the launch pad. Fancy new fairing parts, looking good. Everything, I think the staging is good. I haven't super double checked this, but it should be alright. Where is engineer? Where is Kerbal engineer? I need you. Okay, I still haven't updated my engineer. Apparently engineer's gone. Or I'm missing a part or something. I don't know. Who cares? Okay. 3, 2, SAS on? 3, 2, 1, go! And we're away! Uh-oh, I just noticed. We're pointing at the ground. I built the rover and then stuck it on the end of the rocket backwards. That may have been a mistake. Oh, great. I just have to do all the controls backwards. That won't be hard. No, not even a little bit. Alright, launching this giant suppository-looking thing into space. I hope this works. Thankfully this time, I don't have a Kerbal that I have to not kill, so, you know, if we crash and die, it's not that big a deal. Plus, this costs a lot less than the amount of money that I have. I could do this mission a whole bunch of times. I mean, not that I want to. And it is so confusing doing everything backwards. All the controls are backwards. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, not good, not good. Undo, undo! We're spinning out of control! Must stop spinning! Must stop spinning! What just happened? Oh, I think when I hit map, it fast-forwarded us, and that sent us spiraling out of control. Okay, problem solved. Crisis averted. Sort of. Come on, regain control. Why aren't you pointing the right way? Oh, right. Because all the controls are backwards, so I'm not doing it right. Alright. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. No problems here. Absolutely no problems. That is definitely not a very efficient trajectory. Let's get this thing pointed. Alright, we are not going fast enough to orbit. Let's fix that. Okay, those engines died. Alright, the decouple method I had involved them going off in the atmosphere. I guess that didn't happen. But they'll end up in the atmosphere soon enough. Goodbye! Alright, look at this long thing. Isn't that long? It's an exceptionally long, bulbous, pointed rocket, I gotta say. You know, I fear we are plummeting back to Kerbin much quicker than I had anticipated. We'll probably be okay. If this thing plummets, I don't kill anyone. Alrighty, and orbit! We are in orbit! Now I think is a good time to find out if we actually are in the proper place to try to get to Eve. Okay, Eve is ahead of us. I don't know if that's good. Again, didn't plan this, but Eve is at a sort of inclined orbit. It's at an angle, so that's going to make it slightly more challenging. You know what I can do now that we're in space? I can eject the fancy new fairing! Boom! Goodbye, space junk! Just created far more debris in space than I need. I think the fairing parts disappear though. Alright, you can see my glorious engineering of I hope it works. Got air brakes, parachutes, giant heat shield. Alright, so Eve is closer to the sun than us. So that means we have to burn kind of in this direction. Retrograde of Kerbin to drop that orbit down near Eve. Let's figure that out. That'll be fairly easy. I'll just start burning a lot like out here. Right? Is that? Yeah, there we go. That'll get us some of the way there. Good. Good. Alright, here we are. And I think because we're pointing the wrong way, I can't burn at the node there. I have to burn at like the anti-node or whatever's on the other side. So let's turn this thing around. See, I put RCS on this and some RCS fuel up here. With an exceptionally long rocket like this, you kind of want thrusters for more thrusting power. It's taking forever to spin. Is there no like opposite node? Isn't there something supposed to point? Uh-oh, I think I passed it. Uh-oh. And here I thought it would tell me where the opposite of the node is. I think it usually does. I guess maybe I need, like, I don't know, a person in here or something. Who knows? I'll show you a trick though. See the arrow says the node is that way? Now the node's that way. That's the closest way to the node. When this arrow's flinging around where you are like this, it means you're pointing the opposite way, and that's where we want to point. So let's get burning. Let's keep that arrow dancing around, constantly moving away from it. Ooh, we're burning straight at the sun. That's cool. Oh, we're out of fuel. That's not cool. All right, eject. Now time for the next stage. Goodbye. We have escaped Kerbin's gravity. Success! And now we have to just plan our nice encounter. There we go. That's an encounter right there. Alright, we got a node here and a node there. A year from now. That's going to be a while. But that's normal. That's par for the course, I think. At least we don't have to feed these rovers in space. They don't have to eat anything. Except for sweet electricity. Node number 1 and burn! It's not so dramatic with these little efficiency rockets, isn't it? It's like we're circling the drain. Every time we go around, we just get closer and closer. Alright, I may have not been paying attention and overshot the maneuver node just a little bit. I very much hope that isn't a problem. Keep your fingers crossed. In fact, I'm going to just get rid of that node. Let's see what we can do without it. Alright, that's still a pretty good... That's still a pretty good encounter right there. In fact, it doesn't tell me periapsis. Maybe I'm going to hit it. I can see it. Bing! Alright, we are here. Let's take a look. See, there it is. There's Eve, the purple planet. Well, we're coming in kind of to the south. We should probably fix that. How about let's try for equatorial. We're gonna be air braking. This can serve as a pretty good demonstration of air braking, actually. So the thing about air braking is it's really dangerous, especially when there's a lot of atmosphere. This Eve has a lot more atmosphere than Kerbin does. So I'm coming in kind of south of the equator. I'm just burning. Well, it looks like I'm burning south, but remember everything is backwards because some idiot built the thing upside down. And there we go. That's pretty equatorial. Okay. This planet has a lot more air, a lot thicker, a lot denser atmosphere, which means you can't really go as deep into it without a lot of things exploding, burning up and exploding. So we're going to try to graze the atmosphere and get an aero capture. What that means is we're coming in really, really fast, and if we just fly on by, we're going to get caught in the gravity. Well, actually, right now we're just going to smash into the planet, but I'll fix that in a minute. We would kind of whip around the planet and then just go shooting back out. So we need to slow down somehow, and that usually means burning your rockets retrograde to slow you down to kind of get caught in an orbit, or in this case plummet into the atmosphere. There's a lot more atmosphere, so more atmosphere means more slowing down, also means more heat, which means more explosions. So we're gonna try to minimize the explosions part of this. And what am I doing? Where am I pointing, you ask? That is an excellent question. I don't even know. So I'm gonna try something I read on the internets. I read that to get an aero capture, you kind of shoot for 70,000 meters on Eve. I really hope that's right. So I'm going to try plummeting in, heat shield first. That's my goal. Plummet in, heat shield first, see if it slows us down. If it doesn't, I'm only going to be killing a robot life, so, not a big deal if I fail. Okay, we're coming in. Take a look at the planet. Where is it? There it is. Whoa. It's so purple and beautiful. Okay, game plan is try to land this thing on the ground, so the rover will work. And I can drive it around, visit a bunch of different biomes, get a bunch of different science. If I land in the water, well, the whole system's kind of screwed, isn't it? Probably should have thought of that. And of course, air braking in the dark, because why would I want to see what's going on? Can I not retract these? Why can't I retract those? I used to be able to retract those. What happened? And now I can't retract the solar panels to save them from crashing. Fantastic. Is that new? Did they change that? Or is something broken? Well, goodbye, solar panels. I barely knew you. Uh-oh. Goodbye, solar panels. Goodbye something. Kablamo. Not good. Not good at all. Save us, air brakes. Well, remember what I said about Eve being really dangerous? I was right. Alright, here we are for try number 2, because you know what they say, if you fail, change nothing on your spacecraft, launch again, and don't make any other plans. So we're going to try to do exactly the same thing, except this time I have another core right here activated to kind of tell me where I'm actually pointing. That's going to help. I'm going to pay attention this time when we start re-entering, and I'm not going to try to dive quite so deep into the atmosphere. I think that was my problem. 70,000 meters. That was just too low. Alright, what do we got? Periapsis 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There we go. 100. We'll go with 100. Fingers crossed. New fingers. New robotic fingers. Please, probe, don't die. I can only afford to send 5 more of you before I'm broke. Alright, here we are. Aerobraking on the dark side again. Always on the dark side. I did come up with a workaround to our little solar panel problem. I only deployed a couple of them, so when these ones burn off and we come out the other side, I'll just put more of them up. Problem solved. Cool, looks like another cool shot. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the sun. It's so bright. It's so bright. I like the colors you get here. Isn't that neat? Pretty cool. It goes from like purple to yellow to green. I do need this thing up though, to make sure we're not about to die. Wow, I think I see why we burned up. We're going 4,400 meters a second. That's really fast. That is really, really fast. Let the aerobraking begin? Huh. I think I may not have been low enough to aerobrake. I thought the atmosphere started at like 140,000. I must be wrong. It must start at like 90,000 meters or something. Whatever it is, looks like we're going to have to use the engines to slow down so we don't go flying off into space. Really? That's all I needed? Just that tiny little bit of burn? Crazy. Alright, oh, this is going to be tricky. I gotta land on land. Huh. You know what? I have an idea. Since we can go around a few times, I think I'm going to wait until one of these times when I'm coming around and I'm kind of going to fly off this way over land, and then I will slow us down with the engines and then aerobrake in and land. I think that's probably our best shot, because if I were to go in now, chances are pretty good I'd plunk this rover right into the ocean, and that isn't going to be good. So let's see. First time around. Nope. I'm definitely going to land in ocean. There, I'm going to land in here. All of that stuff. Let's try to make it happen. Fingers and toes crossed. Or you know what? I should probably find out where the atmosphere starts on this planet. That seems good to know. No resource data available. Need to perform an orbital survey. Okay, that's helpful. Thanks for that. Didn't this thing have orbital survey crap on it somewhere? Or no, it doesn't. Because this is a lander. It's not going to be in orbit. Why on earth would I put orbital survey equipment on a thing that's going to orbit a planet I've never been to? That's just crazy. I mean, who do they think I am? A scientist? Let's take a look. Alright. Oh, I like those odds. Look at that. That is what I want to see. I think that means before we enter the atmosphere, I'm going to burn retrograde all of the fuel we have. Or pretty much all of it. I'm going to point kind of up in the air though, because I don't want the periapsis to get too low. If I keep burning also slightly up in the air, see, the periapsis isn't really dropping, but we are slowing down quite a bit. Alright, looks like we're gonna slowly graze into the atmosphere. That should be good enough. Alright, so thank you for your work, fuel tanks, but y'all can get lost. I think I just ejected my core. Excellent! And all of my thruster fuel. Good job, planning! We're only slightly askew. Wow, where is the atmosphere? Is it 90? Oh, it's at 90. I see. I probably should have got us pointed in the right direction before letting go of that. That was a bad move. That was a very dumb move. I don't have to do this again. Please don't make me do this again. Okay, looks like the tail fins are kind of doing their job. They're getting us more stabilized. And this thing looks like, what's those things in badminton? The birdie? The shuttlecock? I don't know. Whatever it is, I hope it's not going to die. That's what I hope. All these landing legs are getting awfully cooked every time they lean out of the heat shield. So I have only four parachutes on this thing, which doesn't seem like a lot, and it's not. But Eve has a very, very thick atmosphere. It has more gravity, but it has way more atmosphere than Kerbin. So hopefully, here's hopefully again, those 4 parachutes will be able to slow down this small lander very, very, very easily. And we'll have a nice, gentle touchdown. The good news is, it looks like we're going to land on, like, land. Yeah, we're going to land on land. Mission accomplished there. Then the rover will be able to fly around. Uh-oh, what's burning up? Oh, probably not the ship, probably the other stuff. Okay, well, good news is we're down to 2,500 kilometers a second, or 2,500 meters a second. Ooh, 2,500 kilometers, that'd be a lot. Alright, we're decelerating. Looks like everything's working. Heat shield is shielding us from the heat. These nice fins here are keeping us nice and pointed in the right direction. Really glad I added those. Alright, well, goodbye, heat shield. Phew, down it goes. And without parachutes, we're still only going 40 meters a second. I wonder if I didn't have all the weight of this, if I could just drop the probe. That'd be a cool experiment, just see how fast the probe falls and if it can survive the landing. Probably couldn't. I mean, it wouldn't be going very fast because of the air, but this planet does have a lot of gravity, so even if you hit slower, you hit hard. Alright, time for chutes. The chutes, they slow us down to almost nothing. Looks like we're landing in between a couple of mountains. That's good. I should probably tell you why I'm sending a lander and not a guy. So the thing with Eve is the atmosphere is crazy thick and the planet has more gravity. So basically it's really, really hard to take off. What makes it worse is the thicker atmosphere means a lot of the rocket engines won't work at sea level. Except I think the only one that can do it very well are the toroidal aerospike. And I don't have those unlocked yet. So basically the best I can do at the moment is a one-way mission. And I don't want to strand any Kerbals on a beautiful yet toxic and high pressure planet like Eve. It looks like this is going to be a successful landing. It seems fairly flat down there. I mean, that thing even survived. This is the slowest descent of all time. Now that I think of it, the landing legs might compress when I hit the ground, and when I drop the rover, it might be stuck. That's not optimum. That is not optimum one bit. Oh, here we are! We're about to touch down! 3, 2, 1, landing! Successful landing! Look at that! We have landed successfully on Eve! Now let's do some science! You're not sure if most of the samples changed color, or it's just the lighting. Probably the lighting. Also, it's highly acidic. How excellent! The air brakes are shielding my solar panel. That isn't good. And the solar panel that blew off is the one that I really need right now. Fantastic! That is some good engineering on my part. Okay, it has a little bit of energy flow. And now for the main attraction. Time to release the rover. Boom! And it worked! It released! Look at that! Brakes! Haha! We have a rover! We have achieved rover on Mars. Not Mars. Eve! That's the planet we're on! Time to do some science. Log seismic data. Atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. This is a new science thing I unlocked. What does it do? This might be an atmosphere, but it's definitely not something you want to breathe. That's true. Alright, time for some goo. Mystery goo. You observe the goo. Very, very helpful. I put 4 mystery goo containers around this thing because I can't reuse those. I can reuse all the other ones, I think. See, I put a surface scanning thing underneath, run analysis. And now, you know what we do with rovers? We gotta drive them. Alright, let's go. Whoa, don't want to run into the thing. Let's go drive them over to this thing. The bit that crashed. You know, this doesn't quite have enough solar panels to keep the batteries charged fully while moving. See, it's draining. I thought it would. Like, it didn't on Kerbin. Oh, it looks like the heat shield didn't survive, but the rest of it did. Nice. That's very successful. I'm really happy with that. Transmit data. Transmit all. This is going to take forever because it's got to charge the batteries enough. So, save us time warp. Now that I'm thinking of it, putting the transmitter in a place where it blocks the solar panels that power the transmitter probably wasn't a good idea. Huh. Alright, it's folding down! Huzzah! Well, that's mission accomplished. Anyway, that is how you get a rover all the way to Eve and land it successfully. We can drive this thing around, do a whole bunch of science and a whole bunch of different biomes, and it really pays to have a rover, especially now that all the planets have biomes. Because if you can land, you don't just do science where you land, you can do science everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. If I had enough time, and I really don't, I could drive to every single biome on this planet and do a whole bunch of science in each one. I can't do all the science because I didn't put everything in this rover, but I can do quite a lot considering it only cost me $190,000. Or, you know, double that because I blew one of them up. Not bad. But yeah, there you go. Rover. Rover on another planet. Successfully to Eve. Now what should we do next? I don't even know. You know what I just realized? We didn't do one of them. Scientific data from the space around Eve. We didn't do that. We need that to get the $500,000 back. Oh well, there's no deadlines. We can, whatever. Whatever. My bad. You think you send 2 landers there, I'd remember to do that once. We can probably do that. Splash down in the ocean. There's no duration, which probably means I can keep doing it forever. So yeah, I'll do that. That'll finish off both those other missions that I should have done just now. My bad. Alright, so that's that. I'll do another video later, I think, with like some extra details about why I made this the way I did and how I tested it. And all of that, and maybe play around with some more rovers. But for now, that's all I got today. So if you have a question or a comment or a suggestion, please leave them below in the comments. Leave us a like, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It'll help us keep motivated to make more videos like this. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! really, really fast over the water. Really low over the water. A little too fast over the water, I think. Pull up! Take this, R&D building! Kablamo! And I didn't hit anything. Success! Actually I did. Huh. But it flies. It flies regardless. I'm missing a wing and